got my parts in, my gaskets I was waiting on. So now we're gonna go ahead and start assembling the liners in here. So these O-rings actually go in the block, but I want to kind of show how they worked. So I'm gonna roll them on. Some of these O-rings go on the cylinder and then get put in. Like I just said, these ones actually go into the block, but I'm just gonna roll them on the cylinders to kind of show what they do for anyone that's wondering why the heck I got my motor all torn apart. These O-rings right here sit in the block, and this is where coolant runs through. This is where the head comes. This would be your head gasket, and underneath here is your oil pan. So this O-ring is what keeps coolant from oil. So if you look in the block here, that's what we want. So you see down here at the bottom, that bottom one, that recess is where the big O-ring goes, and then the top one's right here. So everything in between is where the coolant runs on an engine. It runs around the cylinders to cool those pistons. Underneath, down there, you can see the crank down at the bottom. So this big bottom O-ring's the big killer, the one that's been leaking. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the O-rings in those recesses, one here and one here, and then we're gonna slide those sleeves back in, and then it's all assembly again. But yeah, you can see why I was frustrated with this. I mean, it is what it is, but the principle of this, again, to rebuild this, all I have to do is order new sleeves, and I can put it in this block, which is pretty nice. But in the same note, it really sucks to tear this apart because these O-rings went south. So you also, when reinstalling them, you got to be really careful not to roll them. Make sure that I get them in there nice and smooth, because if I don't, then I'm going to be going back in here again. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put these, it's nighttime here now, I'm going to actually put the cylinders in, put some water in it right now while it's sitting. I'm just going to pour it right down the water jackets, and then I'm just going to leave it there overnight and see if I start dripping underneath my oil pan. If it does, then I know I'm leaking. So I'm going to do a little test, just because these cylinder liners are pretty old and cruddy looking. I got them all cleaned down, but just to be sure, I'm going to pop them in and then fill them up with water and see. So yeah, so let me start on that. I got the O-rings set in the block. Now the biggest thing with these is to get this thing in without rolling that damn O-ring over. Again, if it doesn't seal, if I just punch it in and it doesn't seal, then obviously I get to go back in here, which is not at all what we want. Okay, so I passed that one. So now that I cleared, put my finger in the water pump hole right now to make sure I didn't pick up an O-ring that was supposed to be sitting in its place, and it feels good so far. It's a nice thing if you do the first cylinders. I got this water pump hole. You can look in there. You can see the loose cylinder. Oh, there goes one into my next one. Alright, so I got that first one in. We'll roll with this guy. Found out the first one that this goes in very tight, and it's not so much a force thing. Again, you don't want to pop these O-rings out, so you have to apply force without too much force. Come on, there you go. So it clears the first machine surface. Kind of twist them. Get it set in place, and I'm going to put weight on it. The biggest thing is to hit it all the way around. There is actually tools to lock down to the head bolts and press this in place. I didn't think it'd be that tight going in, but so here I'm improvising. You can feel it kind of walking down. Slowly. Should clear clear. Okay, and there, that's where I felt it clear. And this is the part where it should just kind of fall. There it goes. Stop it. All right, so this is what it looks like with the cylinder liners in. We're gonna test for leaks tonight. Hopefully everything looked good in the morning. All right, so now we're at the point where we're gonna put the pistons in. Put the sleeves in last night. Filled them up with coolant. No dripping so far. And then I have a 4-stroke camera with a small head, flexible head. I put up under there and just checked, and I went around the whole cylinder liner just to make sure. I think it goes without saying that this is not something that I want to leak and have to tear back apart. Everything looks good there. The biggest concern with those is like how hard they go in is rolling the O-rings out of the grooves or pinching, you know, whatever. I mean, it is just a rubber ring, and you really got to put a lot of force to get them down in there. So we got brand new bottom end bearings here for the crank. Put those guys in. Try to keep everything clean, but my mess is getting a little out of control. Alright, for those of you not familiar with this, these little half shells here, these are your bottom end bearings. Sorry, your rod bearings. And that's these little moons sitting here. They're kind of a disposable material. Disposable material that goes in. And the only thing that really makes it a bearing is the oil slick. So that's why you don't ever want to run your motor dry on oil, because that's when it wastes these guys. Just like that, voila. And I get pretty messy with lubing everything up. Some might just put just enough on there to get it. I kind of think worst comes worst, if you put a ton of oil, it's just going to be real friggin' smoky when it fires up. But anytime I put a motor back together that's used, it's usually a smoky mess anyways, so the neighbors don't like it, but I don't want to risk a dry start, so that's just a to each their own kind of thing. Alright, so I went ahead and got the head back on. This thing weighs 80 pounds, so I ended up just doing that off camera. So like I said, tested it, water, I put coolant in the cylinders, nothing's dripping down the oil pan. So we had my dad out here yesterday. We ended up putting the oil pan back on. It's kind of a two-man job to finesse it back in. Again, with this, I kept this thing all bolted in. I haven't moved any motor mounts, transmission mounts, anything. It's all in place. I was lucky to have deep enough build to drop the big oil pan down. It's kind of a two-man job. So we got up there, and while I was here, I tossed the head on as well. So set the new gasket in, set the head on. I clamped and torqued the head. I also tightened the oil pan down. It's a super tedious task, so I just jumped ahead of that. So now I'm gonna put the rocker arms on. I dropped push rods in place here. They're just lightly sitting there with some assembly lube on them. I'm gonna drop the rock arm in place. I gotta put the manifold on, the expansion tank, hook up the injectors, and then we should be ready for a test fire. Yeah, so far so good. I put the camera down the oil pan this morning and still no coolant, so those O-rings should be good. I mean, I'm not expecting any surprises, so hopefully we're on the good end of this. So these are just rack. I pre-cleaned everything ahead of time. Oh, that cable. Plan of attack, put 2 bolts through on the upper side. Once I get it hanging, I can get all the other ones in. And you got to make sure you don't move the gasket. Like, for whatever reason, these gaskets are all 2-piece. So instead of simply just holding one gasket in place, they make it so you got to keep 2 of them in place, which is just kind of mean. Okay, just as easy as that. See, just pops right on. Yeah, man, that's a lot of work. So yeah, you've got 2 gaskets. I had some exhaust RTV trying to stick them on there. Maybe I should have done more of it. I don't really want a lot of RTV in there because it's a big, thick gasket. Yeah, so what was happening is the 2 gaskets were falling. As soon as you put this heavy freaking thing up there, it pushes the bolts flat, so the gasket falls down. So I got the top bolts in now, just checking to make sure my gasket actually sat right. God forbid it actually fucking goes in. And then I got a bunch of wires down here too that were on top of the intake. I'm gonna try and route them underneath. But with that, just gotta make sure that they don't get pinched in there. And then you're gonna have exhaust in your cabin. The instant, so open. So just hang your head over the railing and look at tailpipe. There should be water to kind of spray it out.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Water.
Fire's right up though. I got it above the idle still. Alright, so as you can hear, the engine's running. We had a little bit of a setback. When I threw the engine together, I clamped it. I looked up and seen and kind of heard here and there, there's a hot torque. Once you torque the head down, you got to go back after you bring it to 10 and re-torque it down. And I kind of thought it was like a good measure, kind of like, you know, doing for hot, adjusting valves, doing them cold then hot. So I actually fired the engine up and I got a little bit of coolant in my oil again. So asking around, talking to my dad, talking to a few old diesel mechanic stuff, they were just saying, this kind of food for thought for anyone who goes again does this. These wet sleeve cylinders, I guess you need to bring them up to 10 and re-torque them. And when I did do that, I got another half turn on the head bolts and it actually sealed up. And so when you first fire these things up, they have to be heat cycled and they have to be re-torqued. And so that was kind of, I got varying information, but after I did that, it looks like it sealed up. So that was kind of a learning experience with these old diesels. Yeah, she's running great. Looks like we're ready to go back in the water. So A week from now, Valhalla's going in. We're gonna make our trip 45 miles south. We're gonna move it to a marina closer to our place so we get some more stuff done until our slip opens up. Ideally, we thought we'd be in a slip already, but with all the wait lists so far out, we're just gonna move it closer to our house so we can kind of finish some of the big projects we got planned coming up. So now that she's running good, ready for sea trial, we'll start getting our big stuff off the list. And yeah, so next time you see us, we should be in the water.